We've all heard the saying, teamwork makes a dream work. But in order for that to actually work, you have to know the dream. But before I get into all that, let me welcome you back to my channel. My name is Ayanna, and this is Beyond Committed, where we talk about everything from life, faith, family, marriage, motherhood, and everything in between, and we take them beyond. If this is your first time here, welcome, and I'm so glad you stopped by. And to make sure you're not a stranger, make sure you press that subscribe button below and then turn your notifications so you don't miss a video. All right, now let's dive right in. I don't know about you, but I love setting goals. I love making sure that I am working towards something. I mean, there's so many personal goals that I have for me as a woman, as far as the places I want to go, the girls trips I want to take, the books I want to read. And especially as a wife, there is so important that we set wife goals and we set goals on how we want to improve in our wife life, how we want to grow, how we want to, pour into our marriages, how we want to love our husbands well. All of those things which, we can achieve as long as we have our mind to it and we set goals to work towards them. But also in marriage, it's so important that we just don't have individual goals, which are so important. It's important that we set couple goals, goals that we are going to work on together. So I invited my husband Eric here to kind of share what are some of the reasons why it is so important for us to set marriage goals and how we work towards them.
Like Ayanna said, setting goals together is just so important. And one of the first reasons why I think it's important is just the strength in numbers. There's power as a couple in terms of setting goals, right? What you could do alone and adding another person into the mix not only helps you to possibly get there quicker, but also to get there stronger in terms of your focus and your ambitions and what you're looking to do.
Yeah, and the truth is, two are better than one. When you are committed to doing something together and you are committed to setting a goal that you are both going to work on achieving together, it is going to be so fulfilling, but it also is going to be encouraging because it's like, hey, when one of you fall down, someone else is there to pick you up and vice versa. So it's so important that as you set goals and as you are intentional with them, realizing that there is strength in you just sitting down and setting those goals together.
Another key area of focus that Ayanna alluded to earlier is the importance of being able to lift each other up, right? One of the scriptures talk about woe to the man who falls and has no one to lift him, to pick him up, right? So in the context of marriage and becoming together, two together as one, when one of us is down and out or stumbling or struggling, the other person can kind of step in and encourage and lift us up. And that's powerful. And so if you have a shared goal or shared vision, right? You guys are together on the same page, moving in the positive direction such that even if one of us is limping, the other person has the other person to kind of uplift and bring along, and you keep going. And I think that's just so powerful and so important.
Yeah. And I think it's also important that you realize that you're supposed to be each other's biggest cheerleaders. There is going to be things you go through in life that you both are going to need cheering along. And when you set marriage goals, that is a great way for you to kind of hone that skill, for you to kind of find ways to where you can cheer each other on because you're actually working towards the same place. Because a lot of times it's like Eric has a goal, like a work goal or something he's trying to achieve at work. For the most part, I have like a high level understanding, but I don't work with him. I don't understand all the intricacies of kind of what the project is and all of this. So like I can cheer him along, yes, but knowing all, the nitty gritty parts of it, I really don't know. But when we have a shared goal, when we have a marriage goal, something that I know, we both know intimately because it affects us directly and it's something that we are working towards, it is so encouraging and it's so, and kind of just helps me to find ways to encourage him along. And then he does the same for me to make sure that, okay, we are still committed to working towards this together and we are committed to finding ways to help cheer each other along.
Yeah. So another reason why you want to set marriage goals is you get to realize something that's bigger than you as an individual. Oftentimes I think we have a natural tendency to just think about ourselves. And so by working together as a couple setting goals, you become selfless, right, in those actions and the directions in which you're trying to go. And I think that's incredibly powerful as a couple.
Yeah, and it's also realizing that some of the goals that you set as a couple does not just affect you. They can affect generations to come. I know for us, a lot of the goals that we set have like a legacy building kind of aspect to it, realizing that this is not just about us. This is not just having a marriage that, benefits us, because our marriage is a reflection of so many things. Our marriage is, we want it to be a reflection of God's love for us, God's love for others. So it's so important that we are mindful of, okay, how we show up, the goals in which we set as a couple don't just affect us, it affects our girls. Hopefully it affects their children's children, and so on and so forth. So it's so important that in marriage we are mindful of, okay, the things you set, the things you do aren't just a reflection on you, but they are a great testimony to the world.
All right, so one of the last reasons that I think is pretty important of setting goals together within a marriage is the ongoing adventure of life that you can experience, right? So thinking about all the existing goals that you've accomplished, right? It's a very iterative process. You achieve something, then you learn something along the way, and you're like, okay, I'd like to do this. I'd like to experience this. And so being able to have a life partner that you can able to do that together in terms of setting the goals and realizing visions, new visions and dreams that come into pass as well, I think is so powerful and important.
Yeah, and as you like have these new adventures and as you grow together, you realize that your community and your village also grows with you along these adventures. Because when you set the next goal, you may need some help with that goal. So you meet somebody, you know, that can help you along that goal. Or you find people that have similar goals and then you're working towards them together. And you're adding new people into your lives that you can do life with. And then you get to go on adventures with them, you get to go on vacations with them, you get to build this life together, realizing that yes, you set an individual goal for your marriage, but you're not really just affecting your marriage. There's so many other people in marriages in which can be blessed and which can be impacted by you setting a goal and working towards them. So it's so important that as we take this adventure called life and as we are on this journey of marriage, and we realize that our marriages are not just about us and how it affects us, but it is so much more, and it's a testimony to the world. All right, that's it for today. And I want to know, what's one marriage goal you set for your marriage? Let us know in the comment box below. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and then make sure you press that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a video. All right, now, until we see you again. Bye.